It's a special occasion for me today. I guess it's the first time I've delivered a speech at an American university. And I like this refreshing atmosphere, a welcome change from many corporate events on the speaker circuit. To me, democracy is more than just a word. It's a potent idea with no single best form. And since we're here in the town of Hamilton and the county of Madison, we can simply recall how dramatically these two founding fathers differed on the meaning and structure of American democracy. But about rights, they did not disagree. There are three essential ingredients in a true democracy: the rule of law, guarantee of individual rights, and a transparent and accountable government. Russia today has none of these things. And I have to tell you that it's going back to the late 80s and early 90s, that democracy had a very blurry image in the minds of the Soviet people. They had no experience with democratic institutions, and they had nothing to compare the rule of democracy. So they believed, and very hard to blame them, that democracy is all about high living standards. We had a very poor life, I mean, most of people in the Soviet Union, and the West looked prosperous. That's because of democracy. And they expected, while they were ready to embrace the rule of democracy, to live better. And when it failed, because under Yeltsin, many of Russians, they didn't see any benefits. And to the contrary, many of them experienced economic hardship. They thought it was not a democracy, it was something else. And when Putin came in, and he was so lucky with the very high oil prices, again, majority believed we actually reached some kind of a democracy. And when we talk about the opinion polls, these polls that always give Putin such high level of support, you should understand, the poll is conducted through the telephone. And for people who were born and raised in the Soviet Union, to receive a telephone call and being asked, what do you think about Mr. Putin? Or about your governor, might be a challenge. I'm more surprised than 25% tell us that they didn't like Putin, rather than 75% eventually say, yeah, okay, fine, he's great. We pointed out, even several years ago, at the peak of Putin's regime, where the dissent in Russia was at a very low level, we pointed out that if people asked about economy, about crime, social security, health care, all the numbers drop quite dramatically. The gap between, call it personal questions and general questions, could be as big as 25%. It may give you an idea, about the real level of Putin's popularity.
He made some really nice comments about positive and negative aspects of liberal democracy, and he addressed some of the core issues that are facing Russia today, which I found very interesting to hear about, because I'm learning about that in my IR class now.
It's great to have prominent people like Garry Kasparov, Tony Blair, Michael Steele come and address the crowd here. Interesting to see these people who are running the world, in front of you in the flesh and blood. It brings it home. Makes the information that you're learning a little bit